Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike coming at you with the weekly news and review for February 8th, 2026. 2026. Of course, there's a lot of stuff going on this week, and it's nice weather. It's like spring outside. It's wonderful. But there's lots of Transformers news from Hasbro Mainline to Masterpiece to Legends and everything squished in between. It's going to be a hot Rodimus Galvatron type of week. Speaking of hot, we got Ghost Rider. And we'll talk a little bit about this, but basically, from what it looks like to me, it's like the 3.75 inch set they put out before, except double the size, double the price. And we've got Mondo with a 1/6 scale Superman with an interesting accessory that you can only get, and 1/6 means the full 12 inches. And then we've got Masters of the Universe stuff. So I want to say Masters of the Universe Motu is hot right now. I can tell you how hot it is. I will show you. I'll show you how hot it is. And I will get nothing out of it other than thank you, Mike. That's all I deserve. That's all I want. That's all I need. Bridge 88. Bridge scene here that they are making from Nacelle for Star Trek, which I'm just going to say this. I think Brian Novise does great work, has phenomenal ideas. How to not just regurgitate what everyone else has done and do it well. Hasbro and Voltron. I've got some stuff to say about this, but in case I don't say it, I'm just going to say it. We haven't had a full set of the pilots, for whatever reason, since we had the Maddie Collector. So pilots, I think, are more important than Voltron, but we still haven't had a Robeast or anything like that. I did do a video this past week about G.I. Joe, Yo Joe, and we had renders just like, I guess the very next day, these popped up. So there we go. We'll talk a little bit about that, a little bit more about some Joe, Yo Joe. And then we got Star Wars news. I mean, it's not a lot of Star Wars news. It's something. It's some, well, I mean, yes and no. Yeah, I just got to get into it. Coming up. Alright, so what's new at Shows Store? We have this Iron Trans IRV01G. G standing for limited edition version. I don't know. Gold plated? I don't know. But Starblade, Star Saber. What this is just basically an excuse. Just any old excuse here to put theirs back out. Because guess what? We've got Victory Leo. But that's not the only Star Saber around. There's this Tyrant Toys or just TO1 Heavenly Tyrant Star Saber. So I'm not exactly sure if this is like a knockoff of what Takara did, but this one is 9.45 inches tall. The Iron Trans one that I showed first is $170, but it is almost 14 inches tall. So big difference in size and scale, and we don't know the price of this one just yet. Back to Iron Trans, so it makes a lot of sense that they're putting out a reissue of their Star Saber, because now up for pre-order, and it's been up for pre-order at Shozi, still only, well, it's $30 down now, so I was only $1 down when I pre-ordered mine, I believe. But this is the O2 Lion King, and it is going to be the whole combination thing where you can combine with your Star Saber Victory Leo. The project seems to be back to life, or I don't know what took so long, but maybe the fact it took so long is why it's going to turn out to be pretty nice. So actually thinking about this project the other day, and it's nice that we get some pictures and stuff. So all this still available for pre-order at Shozi Store right now if you're interested. Remember, TA, support the reviewer. If you want to help the channel out. Last thing at Shozi is we've got the New Age H71 Dick or Side Swipe. Now, I will say this, it's for order right now, $52.99. I've been back and forth whether I'm going to get it or not because I'm kind of satisfied with what I got going on. But this is kind of one of those things. This is a picture from Streak Shooter, and if you had to have gotten all of these parts here from all of these figures to build the Autobot Spike. So the last one is Sideswipe. So if you skip the dick, you don't get a leg to stand on. I don't make these names, guys. I actually think someone's got a sense of humor at New Age. Bingo Toys has unleashed upon us their first, the BT08. They call it Hertz. And I think it looks pretty good. It is a little thin, which I guess I'm okay with. Very tall, as you can see. It's right next to the Fans Toys Fantastic model, Optimus Prime in white. Here he is next to another Fans Toys figure. Is this their first Constructicon they put out? But anyway, still, those are pretty good sized figures, and this is taller. It's going to be a big boy. Here's the alt mode, and the alt mode looks good. Again, I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again, but I don't really mind them being stylized. This is one set that can still look great stylized, because the original ones were pretty stylized. They weren't based on any real world forms. And here we go with the arm, and the arm looks good. So I know we're gonna see Super G1 coming from Fans Toys, and I don't know when Fans Toys will actually get theirs released. Maybe they'll get their first one or two out when this one's finishing up. Gonna be bouncing around just a little bit here. This is Deletus. Another person showing this off. This is Trogloman Demand. I said it wrong. 217 from TFW 2005. But people are really excited about this too. So I want to point out these figures are much bigger than I thought they'd be, and they have to be because they're all in one. And there's no parts forming, so they got to be big. And so the bots for Ocular Max are much larger. Well, they're probably not like larger than what Fans Toys Next Transbot's doing, but always in my mind, because it's only 18-inch combined, I feel like they'd be smaller. But they're about the same size. The reason I'm talking about MMCs is because I know people are going to be like, why don't you ever talk about the MMC ones that are coming out? You talk about Fans Toys Next Transbots. I'm not in on the MMC set, so I can't really give you first-hand knowledge about it. This is Illustrator Bot of 2005 showing off his gaudy, and this is the Fans Toys FT32C. It is quite gaudy. It looks really good, and he's got some great pictures. I think the lighting is amazing that he's using here, but the point isn't just the great pictures that Illustrator Bot took. The point is everybody that I've seen talk about this has had a positive response, and I know the first couple of Fans Toys Constructicons weren't very well received. This one has been very well received by pretty much everybody. I haven't really heard anyone have anything negative to say about it so far. And with that, it's important because it does kind of start forming the torso of your Devastator, which is what I want the most out of the set, I think. I say I'm holding any reservations till I can see X Transbots and Fans Toys combined and make the decision then. But it's already starting to feel very solid already with just the first two figures. Make Toys and TF Source are coming together with the Colorverse MTRC 17 Silver Side. Silver Side meaning silver bolts, limited edition, exclusive. This is the 253rd. No, I have no idea how many they have made, but it's pretty close to that number. But I guess we'll see the alt mode as if we have not seen this before. Oh my gosh. I have never seen this before. This is what the alt mode looks like. It's another week. There are actually more different colors of Make Toy Seekers than there are Optimus Primes in existence. Metal Cardbot W Wild Cardbot's Solid Horn. That is all the information I have on this. This thing right here. It's interesting. Let me see if I have even a little more. And it was provided by Weibo. A Weibo user. Interesting looking, to say the least, and it's I don't know if it's masterpiece scale or not, but it kind of splits into these three vehicles. I'm not even sure where to order it, but it's fun to see what else is out there that's not just based on a license. You know, that's not just straight up ripping off an IP. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying I'm mad at them ripping off IPs because they make great figures. All of them, but this is just different. I should do like a CinemaSins where it dings and counts every time I say Optimus Prime. But here we go, another Optimus Prime, another week. And this is that new one that Takara is making, and they call it Style Gen, compared to the MP44S Optimus Prime via another Weibo one. And I will say this. I think I might have a better picture too. It does look more heroic, like wider chest, than the MP44. And with that, there are things I do like about it. But I still like the MP44 better. I still like Magic Square the best. And I will be probably picking up a KO of this. Here's a slightly different angle so that you can see the back kibble. What is it that's like hanging off of the tricep there? The extra skin that it's got on there. I mean the extra metal, the flashing, the kibble hanging off the tricep. So there it goes. Maximal Heart seems to be the first person in the world to get everything, and he's even, well, I'm paying attention to Masterpiece, Third Party, and all that. Prime versus Prime probably gets stuff before Maximal Heart, but not Masterpiece. Anyway, here we go with a great side-by-side picture. On the left, we have the Fans Toys 2.0. On the right, we have the Galvatron. Galvatron. This is really going to be a tough one to just be straight up in bot mode. Which one looks the best? Looking at the transformation, it's interesting. The side hip flaps, the way they do it and the reason they're there is very interesting. And actually, how they go about the whole transformation. But let me just say, I think it's really close in bot mode. Still think Fans Toys wins. The 2.0 wins in alt mode. But I don't see me flipping either one of them back and forth after, the one initial forced to do it kind of thing. But tough contender. Very tough contenders here. And Charles West actually put out a video showcasing kind of the whole process or part of the process for the design elements of this, which that is just fascinating to me. Like, how do they do this? I couldn't figure out how to get this, the video, whatever. I just took a screen of somewhere in the video that shows you. But all the parts are color-coded different colors. It's very intricate. I mean, every Masterpiece Transformer is intricate. But this video was a lot of fun. You can just find it on the X-Transbots Facebook, I think. So we've got some teaser for Transformers Synergenics Evangelion Prime Unit 01. And I guess we'll see more on the 13th. So, in a week or so, or less from now. So, this is Synergenics, not Cybergenics, the one that says it gets you shredded. Yellow Park AMK Pro Series 6.3 inch Bumblebee along with a Spike. Is it Spike? Is it Spike? Oh, now I gotta look. Which one is this supposed to be? Officially licensed, and it does come with Spike, yes. Cliffjumper's rocket launcher, blaster, shooting effect part, Intertron cube, interchangeable head sculpts, pair of movable hands, pair of interchangeable hands. I guess I should go ahead and get this, right? Shouldn't I? Should I or should I not? It's got like LED lights, premium finish, and more accessories. $50. I guess back to Takara and the movie line. Ironhide and Blackout. They've got a CGI video. They're pumping it up. Pump it up, yo. Pump it up. And on this video, though, I can't tell if it's the actual figures or it's just good CGI animation, whatever. But I mean, it's CGI, but is it using the whole AI and using the actual components of the figures themselves? But I guess more coming soon. Guess I should have put this with the AMK series, but this is standard AMK Optimus Primal. I just really don't know what it's all with all the like teasers, and why not just go into detail on it. But it probably look really good. They do a great job. This is not going to have diecast. It's not going to have LEDs. It's going to be the standard cheaper one, like 35 or something like that. And all these AMK Pros, or yeah, AMK Series, AMK Pro Series. They're all model kits. Let's get real small before we go a little bit bigger again. This is the Galaxy. Is it Galaxy Toys? Yeah, and they're putting out a bunch of different colors of their Optimus Prime mold, which is not a surprise at all whatsoever. I call it Mini Statue, Mini 01, but there it is, all these different color variations as we usually see with Prime iterations. Got to get the money out of the mold, right? And these are the really tiny, like 2-inch ones. So I guess if you don't like the hands on your Hasbro Studio Series Devastation's hands, it's Newbie NBO2 Devastation's hand upgrade kit. So I'm gonna get some hands, upgrade hands. I don't know. I'm just shocked that Hasbro doesn't make hands good enough out the gate that we don't need upgrades for them. But at the same time, I mean, they're trying to hit the low price point of it costing like $250 to get in this. Is that how much it costs to get in one of these? It's not cheap. It's not cheap to get a combiner from Hasbro these days, but $25 to get the hands. I just did the review on this Mini Broody. Now this is Mini Abami. Yeah, there it is. Mini Abami. The Feroci, but still says Mini Abami in there. So Laser Cat Toys, JGM SKP05, so 5. And, you know, it's in that chibi style. The one that I took a look at was really well made. The Mini Broody was really well made. So I just want to point that out. Very solid figure. And this will probably be the same, right up the alley. And the cool thing about this is that you don't got to wait 10 years to complete all the combiners. They're banging them out really fast. All right, so I had this picture last week and I completely spaced it because there's just so much going on right now for some reason. And this week's no different, going up to Chinese New Year. So Studio Series 86 40th comparison, and with that, this is showing you side by side the color difference. And I don't have a leg in this race, dog in the fight. I got rid of mine. I had it. Back when it was $30, but people were telling me it's going for a lot of money. I just tossed it up, sold it really fast, like a year ago. Anyway, I like the first version better. I do not think the second one is a better coloration in the bot mode. I don't think it's an upgrade. Now, in the alt mode, you don't have the yellow thing on it. But I don't know. I do not like the magenta. I do not like that color on Hot Rod. And that's just a personal preference thing. I don't know if a lot of other people have a different viewpoint on that. So feel free to chime in. But does this, I don't know, almost purplish hue make you like it more? Do you think that's a good thing? Or do you think the first one is going to be even more sought after? Because I think a Hot Rod is red. And yeah, I might be wrong, but I think a Hot Rod is red. Paralyzing Toys is making soft vinyl, Starscream, Skywarp, Thundercracker, Twin Cast figures available at the Walmart. And so make sure you're buying it not from a third-party seller, of course. And if you're buying it, keep your receipt, because they'll give you a hard time if you try to return it without a receipt. And they might still give you a hard time if you have a receipt, by the way. But anyway, I think these are just the real cheap ones that they make, soft vinyl. I've originally, just looking at this story, thought they were going to be big, but I think they are actually kind of small. Cheapos, real cheapos. So you give it to your 3-year-old, you don't got to worry about it, and 3-year-old can start liking Transformers, right? Transformers Age of the Prime, Liege, Maximo, official size comparison, image to stuff I don't have. This doesn't help me at all. I don't have any of this. I guess I could just pull out the most recent, Gears, and go, okay, so this is how tall Gears is, so this is how tall these guys are. But, yeah, there you go. If you, well, first of all, if you're in on these, I guess these are the 13 Primes, Age of the Primes, and that really is wheelie. So this is what happens when you go backwards in time. You got a lot of stories that would build off of this story. But Age of the Primes Wave 2026 Wave 2 live for pre-orders. To get all these, I'll just tell you what they are. It's Power Glide, Swerve, Cliff Jumper, Smokescreen, Ratchet, 13 Prime Nexus Prime, Liege, Maximo, and You can pre-order all those for all the different price points that they are at. But check this out. You can see they've taken the time to put in here a heart for Powerglide. Powerglide has a heart. Powerglide has the obligatory mask and a heart. Obligatory mask. There it is with the Powerglide, and then, you know, not really any surprises with some of these pictures they've shown us. This one is the swerve, not tailgate. So anyhow, they look good. I think I'm just gonna say I think Hasbro's doing good work for what they're doing. I have some stuff to talk about them next Friday. I've got a few points that are in a masterpiece video. Here is Ratchet, and there you go. Both modes, all that fun. And these are the pictures that they put out. I guess we got one more. And now I see why they're talking about Cliff Jumper. Not the Cliff Jumper I'm thinking. So why they put Cliff Jumper back out? It's from a different era. Coming to us via Mark Mayer's Instagram, we have the first look at the combiner mode of the new Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager scale Nexus Prime. Now it's confirmed that Nexus Prime has got a combiner mode, which works as the chest, the center body of a modern combiner frame. As you notice, they just stacked on all kinds of figures that are out now. Yeah, there it goes. And cool, if you're in on this. They're working on an advent calendar for Transformers. So I assume every day you get a new Transformer in it. I mean, how's that going to work? This isn't marked as a Generations product, so it's likely to feature evergreen designs. As to what will actually be included is unknown. So it's intriguing. Like, so one of the things I've seen in the past is like Lego advent calendars. They're very popular. You put a little something Lego together. I just wonder what Transformers would be as an advent calendar. So that caught my interest, just out of curiosity, purely. I guess that's going to be enough Transformers news for 1 week. Don't worry, there's a lot more news that'll be coming in next week for Transformers, I guess. I assume. Okay, Mattel's packaging details designer Roy Juarez shared some detailed looks at these. So this is the He-Man from the Chronicle series, which is going to be taking over the Masterverse, which is a lot of people talking about this. So it's going to be 6-inch instead of 7-inch, shrinking them down. So this stuff's not going to work with all the money you invested into Masterverse, and now you just got to go back. I guess I should really get the measuring stick out and measure classics and all this, but I will say this: I'm not interested in these designs. It's fascinating, but they're not making it for me. I can tell you that. But He-Man's coming back strong. It's hot. It's hot. Here is Duncan, or Man-at-Arms, and yeah, pretty good looking figure. Again, I probably won't be doing any of these new movie figures myself, but I can still appreciate the designs, the look, and kind of curiosity of where they're going to go with more, I don't know, retro style. Here's Triclops. From what it looks like, I don't see different Clops's eyes. It looks Uniclops, but it's still Triclops. I'm sure there's different eyes. They're just not showing them in these pictures that I see. But there's what that is. It all looks pretty good. We got more Motu. All right, we got pictures of Battle Cat in the box, so you can see. Probably about $40 or so. I just don't see that I would need another Battle Cat. That I've already got one. Why would I need another one? But putting it out at retail, making it available is obviously what you'd want to do. You probably still get one cheaper on eBay, the first version. I'm not sure if this articulation is even better or what's better about this one. I do like the green. It's a pretty nice green. Then we've got another Motu story. So it's so hot. Okay, Motu's so hot that BBTS is already sold out of at least the He-Man. I checked the He-Man, maybe Skeletor too. You remember when these were stacked deep at retail? They did it on purpose so that these would anchor the line. You could always get a He-Man and a Skeletor, and then you'd buy the other characters. If you couldn't get a He-Man and Skeletor, you probably wouldn't be on board with the other characters, was the theory and thought process. But they massively overproduced those to where they were selling them on clearance for $5 everywhere. Then, now they're getting reissued. So the original price was 15. Now they're reissued at 20 and selling out, which is, it's just a sign that Motu's really hot right now. That's all I'm saying. It's hot. So if you want to get your stuff before the movie comes out, get it. I can't guarantee reissues of absolutely everything. It just makes sense that they would reissue these. It would make more sense if they reissued the cartoon collection ones, but they haven't done that yet. I skipped on them because I was waiting for a sale. If I never get the cartoon collection ones, it's not going to break my heart or anything. Hasbro's making Street Fighter toys for the new movie. Kind of feels a lot like, what's going on? Is it Mattel that's making like the Wrestlers that are also Street Fighter characters? So there's a lot of kind of crossover stuff going on. So Hasbro's going to make this for the new movie. There is, of course, that new Street Fighter movie that's coming out, and it's interesting. So Hasbro's been trying to get away from making toys. So it's ironic, it's funny, and yeah, but now they're going to make Street Fighter toys. It's like they want to make anything for any franchise that's not theirs, I guess. But it seems like you do the opposite, right? Hasbro getting in on some Voltron action. There's going to be a live-action Voltron movie and some other stuff going on. And with that, it is another fascinating thing. Now, we have not gotten the pilots proper like in pretty much any scale for a while now. And with that, it's kind of sad that we keep getting a Voltron. Another Lion Voltron. Voltron, the 80th version. But no Robeast, very little vehicle Voltron, and can never seem to get a set of pilots done since 2012. So it's just weird. It's really odd. But with that, I hope they don't do what Playmates did, where they give us 3 figures, characters, and then just cancel it. And those were really too stylized for my liking anyway. I hope we can get some stuff that's classic and retro, because that's what really sells well. And, you know, hopefully it's a healthy delivery. But Voltron seems to like come do really well for a few months, and then it dies off and then it goes away. Sadly, that's how it seems to work at retail. Alright, so we've got Joe news. We'll do Joe next. In line is Joe. So we got this Zartan from the Ninja Force. We've got Airtight. We've got Overkill, which is the Bat Leader Commander, or kind of a version 3 of a Bat. We've got Hydro Viper. We've got Taurus and Red Dog. We've got Zanya, and the Swamp Skier, Dreadnought's daughter, I believe. And then we've got, what is it, Brave Star? Is it Sundown from Class of Crooks? Is it Wild Bill Variation? What is it? Nobody knows. It's supposed to be fun, all this guessing. I don't find it fun, by the way. But here we go with packaging pictures. Came the day after. So there's Zartan in the Ninja Force, and he looks pretty good. One of the questions was, how is he going to store his daggers? They were like slid in on the front of his thigh, which was weird. For the finished toy, this puts them on the side, and I bet you, since it's a separate strap, you could slide it to the front if you want it to be weird, like the finished toy. But it's got a lot of finished toy homages to it. I think it looks good. I think it's a really good looking figure. Then we've got a deluxe Cobra Law Royal Guard, which sucks in one way because he's a Royal Guard, he's a troop builder, he's gonna be probably a Pulse exclusive, probably. I hope he's only $40. I mean, yeah, hopefully only $40. But it's got a lot in there, so probably not. Anyway, troop building this guy's going to either be expensive or just hard to get him while he's in stock. Anyway, I think he looks pretty good. He really does work well. So we got the Mondo 1/6 12-inch figure, restricted to only 1,000 units. So restricted to 1,000 units, costing you $250. But everybody's excited about the lowest lane that he can carry with this, and this is based off the animated series. And you know, another side note though, the lead singer of the band that had that song Kryptonite from the 90s passed away, sadly. Promise my goal is not to harsh anyone's mellow, so we're going to talk about the Ghost Rider. This is a $55 offering. Of course, it is Marvel Legends. Got a funny story about Dan Hu. The third video of his I've watched, and he basically starts it out with a joke of him pretending to have every single shill in the universe be his host, but there was some sort of connection issue. That was the funniest thing ever. It was like the all the shill collides. Anyway, it was hilarious. Did a good job with that. $55.99 to get Entertainment Earth Big Bad Toy Store Chosen Prime TF Source. It's 6-inch scale, see 15 centimeters figure with to scale with the motorcycle. Premium comic inspired design, flaming detail. See, I never understood why everybody was so worried about that car. This is what I thought everybody would want. And now you can get it for $55. You don't have to have the HasLab for $350 or anything. All right, getting into Nacelle in their Star Trek. And as Brian is a huge fan of Star Trek and these other franchises that he's, of course, making. And he's giving the engineering section space bridge, or bridge piece. Not a space bridge. Bridge piece. Number 3. Does not come with a figure. It's just the piece there. So it's truly modular in a way that I think you'll be able to buy multiple different ones. They do share a lot of design. There's going to be slight differences between each one. There appear to be 12 different pieces to purchase with this, and you don't have to buy them all. You can just pick and choose what you want. It's my understanding. It's going to be light and sound effects, add life to the atmosphere. 12 securely locking sections assemble into an iconic Enterprise bridge. Each section stands alone as a complete mini set piece built for your 1/10 action figure scale that is quickly dying with McFarlane losing their 1/10. You know, they're kind of getting away from that, or they might be still doing 1/10 at other scales, but not Batman and DC. And we're seeing Mattel doing away with their 1/10 scale as Masterverse, but they're still doing it here, and this is a great idea. I just don't know price. If each one's like $30, I think that's about kind of what I would expect. Hopefully they're cheaper. If I had more time, I'd look these up and see what the vintage ones are selling for, but I would assume they'd be doing scratch and half court, but we're getting these. So this is going to be Anthrax carries his anti-up axe with nasty nose, the old ball and chain and beat 'em up bat, tail scale, vicious venom pistol, wattage whip, scale shooter, and belly bustin'. Worm has his trash compactor, mallet, porcu pounder, worm knife, worm belts. I'm not in on this set. Not worried about this one. I want a different one. This was at Amazon, $44.97. Not what I expected as the next release for Playmates, as they are losing the license. But please give us the more... Are these rare and hard to get? Alright, now we're into Super 7 is teasing the Sesame Street reaction figures, variants of Bert and Ernie, Count, and the first time the typewriter guy, which is from one of the show cartoon segments. I'm not in on these. I wasn't really in on them from the beginning, but it is what it is. It is what it is, and I don't know. I'm wondering if Sesame Street collectors are collecting both scales. If you do, let me in on it, but I'm barely keeping up with the bigger ones. You would think I'd want the smaller ones more, but I don't know, I kind of like the bigger ones more. Now, I just was shocked to see this, but they're saying we're going to be getting a Jelly Roll figure, you know, it's like, God, I need a favor, that guy, you know, and it's popped up on the Walmart website. Ooh, let's do the detailed look at the Walmart website here. Yeah, no picture, out of stock, but it does say WWE Elite Jelly Roll figure, $24.78. So he's getting the Elite treatment. Yes, he is. Will be interesting. I knew I was missing something for Sesame Street. I put all these stories in chronological order, and then later I remixed them to kind of match. So I try to talk about all the Sesame Street and Sesame Street, G.I. Joe with G.I. Joe, and all that, but I don't always get that done right. But anyway, Super 7 is talking about they're going to make a super size Oscar the Grouch vinyl figure. It's going to have to be super sized because he's going to have his trash can, I guess. So this is all we get as a preliminary teaser for it. So I got more Super 7. So the Micronauts Lord Meto Reaction Plus figure for Super 7. So probably will be $20 or $25 from the BBTS when it comes out. But I don't know anything about Micronauts. I mean, I just know they have G.I. Joe-like articulations. They predate the G.I. Joe, and they have G.I. Joe construction. But I didn't collect any of them. It's a pretty extensive line. I mean, I've looked into it, but I've decided not to collect it. There's too extensive for me to collect. And it's a little bit before my time, in a way. But these figures are kind of cool, and I might pick them up just out of the coolness factor. All right, getting into Star Wars news. There is so little on Star Wars news that I am actually going to talk about Funko Pops. Now, first of all, Funko Pops are still around until they're not. There's a fact, okay? Not surprisingly, there are a few different versions of Maul, standard and cloaked. Funko exclusive is another Zabrak named Icarus, Rookcast, and Crow Inquisitor. Target exclusive. And look for pre-orders on Entertainment Earth and Amazon and other retailers if you care. If this is something that you want. All right, Hasbro's revealed some Star Wars here, and this is the Dueling Brothers. This is 2 upcoming 3.75-inch figures from the upcoming Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord animated series for Disney Plus. Included are Marok and the 11th brother Star Wars, the vintage collection figures. Each figure includes fabric cape and double-bladed lightsaber. Pre-orders kick off on Friday, February 13th. The new photos. Yeah, check out these new photos. But neither one of these are the ones that I saw at Target that was all smashed up. I showed that last week. But if you do get a smashed up, something like that, and you plan on opening it anyway, Target will generally give you 10% off if the package is damaged. So I'm going to leave this up. This is transmission intercepted from Yak Face for an upcoming AT-RT with Mando and Grogu, possibly coming soon. But there's another list of more stuff. Vintage collection, Poggle Snowtrooper, Veers Greedo fan channel wave. There's an RECR. We just talked about that. 7th Sister Katarn, Quaylen Jedi Dooku fan channel wave. A Tanwi Watto Geonosis Warrior fan channel wave. Arc Trooper Battle Droid 2-pack Amazon. Purge Trooper Patrol Trooper 2-pack Walmart. Mandalorian Pogadon Target. Plo Koon and Commander Wolf Disney and Pulse exclusive. And then we've got unannounced Black Series products, Lightning, Drizzle, Sunshine, Snow Day mainline, and then Deluxe 1 Mando and Grogu mainline. Then Artemis Remnant Trooper Tmnt Target. And then FOMO 1. That's the code name, is FOMO 1 droid. That's hilarious. TMNG and Target. And then all these products can be referenced from the master list. So some stuff is happening with Star Wars, but still not a lot. Now, to see who watches till the end, you chime in on this. So, with the Walmart's clearance, I talked about this yesterday in my pickups video, but I thought better pictures I'll show in just this. So, the Sea Spray was on clearance for $21, $20.98, and packages beat up. Obviously, somebody opened it up, and then they decided to return it for whatever reason, probably because they're on sale. I don't know. But $20.98. Then I walk over to the standard aisle. Of course, I wasn't buying that thing. If I were to get this, I want it just for the card art. And guess what? They're $17 now for a nice, crisp, not destroyed one. And yeah, so I did get one. I had to for 17. Not collecting a lot of the mainline stuff, but I'm curious what you guys think about this. You can't make this stuff up. Reality is funnier than fiction, stranger than fiction. But let me know what you guys think about this week's weekly news review. What else is going on out there that I didn't talk about? Like and subscribe, and tell your hang around.